the beginning of the last third of the regular season. How do you personally like to approach this stretch?
Oh, we talked about it the other day. We're approaching it like it's a college season, and we have 27 games, which is about a college season, and we want to play to get into the NCAA tournament, and we want to be a high seed. So, you know, those are the things that we talked about. But obviously we got to play good basketball, and we talked about two areas where we just have to get better right away, and that's in the turnover department, and then keeping the ball out of the paint. So those are the two things that I think if we take care of those, all the other things will fall in place.
Getting into the tournament, if you will, Portland is one of the four teams vying likely for that 8th seed. Does that put an added importance on tonight's game?
But I think all games are important. Somebody asked that earlier, and when you have 27 games left and you're chasing everyone, they all become important. So, the fact that they talk about beating someone that you're chasing is like two games. No, it's not really. I mean, you have to play good basketball, and you have to try to win all the games that you possibly can, and then see where it takes you.
No Dame tonight, but certainly C.J. McCollum has presented plenty of issues for the Pelicans in the previous three matchups. How do you attack him, approach him defensively this evening?
Well, do a better job, like I said, of keeping him out of the paint. He does a good job with that, and very good as anyone in the league is creating his own shot. He's very good at getting to the spot that he wants to get to, and very good at shooting it off the dribble. So we have to be into him, and we have to have good team defense. To think that one guy is going to be able to guard him and keep him in front of him with as many screens and everything that he receives. We just got to do a better job from a team defensive standpoint of making sure we don't let him out of the box.
We have Brandon Ingram and Zion on the floor together. I know BI's missed the last three games. How do they complement each other when those two are on the floor at the same time?
Well, I think everybody, we try to play free-flowing offense. So it's not that one guy helps the other or one guy does this. I think when we're screening and passing and cutting, everyone out there helps each other. And, the last game, we had 44 assists and on 49 baskets. So that's telling me that we're playing exactly how we want to play.
Do you think it's going to be an emphasis for you just to get those guys involved in actions together more often just because of the threat they both are?
I think it'll happen naturally. We're not going to just, take our offense and then gear it toward two people. I think we hadn't done it yet, and I think he's been fine. Zion's been fine, and Brandon's been fine. So there's no reason for us to all of a sudden change what we're doing. I think, like I said, if we're playing in the flow of what we feel like is good for us and moving the basketball and making cuts and passing the basketball, it's going to work out fine.
How does Lillard's absence change things for you guys?
It doesn't really. I mean, because the thing that I think happens in these situations is that, CJ is probably going to lift this game, but one of those guys, between Simon, one of those guys are going to play well, because it's an opportunity for him. So, you look at Gary Trent Jr., and he had a stretch in there where he was playing great basketball. So I don't see any different approach than we would have, other than the fact that we've got to be really solid defensively. As I said, we got to try to do a good job of keeping the ball out of the paint, and we got to try to do a good job of keeping them off the offensive boards. Obviously they got one of the premier offensive rebounders in the league in Whiteside.
Everybody knew what type of athlete Zion was coming in, but has it been surprising at all to see what type of post-up threat he's been and how effective he's been in those situations?
I really don't think anything surprised me with him. I think that he's a young player and still discovering himself, I think, and figuring out what he can and can't do. He's a very good passer. I think a very underrated passer. But I just think he plays the game with the attitude that if he plays the game to help us win. That's the only thing that the results at the end is what he worries about, not stats, not looking at his rebounds or points or anything, but did we win the game or did we not? And it's a blessing to have a young kid with that kind of attitude, really.
What kind of things is Zion hard on himself about, if any?
Well, I don't think he likes to make mistakes, you know, and he's pretty hard on himself about that. I don't. I think defensively he knows that he's got some areas of improvement, but it's not anything that he doesn't work on, and it's not anything that you know, he holds himself to a high standard. So it's just a matter of him having the experience to understand the things that he can improve on and the things that he can do it. But you know, he's going to work hard and get there. So. I keep reminding everybody that he turned 19 3 months ago. So, you know, let's understand that. He's got some growing that he can do, but I think he'll be fine.
Thank you.
Coach.
All right.